They say life begins at 40. But what if that's not just a quote? What if it's a divine invitation? Not to start again in the eyes of the world, but to be reborn in the eyes of God. Story. The first time I heard a priest say, at 40, a person is truly born, I was confused. Born at 40? At the very age when our back begins to ache, our dreams feel a bit faded, and our days are crowded with bills, deadlines, and responsibilities? Birth, I thought, was for babies, for the young, for the fresh-faced, not for those of us already worn by life. But when I finally crossed the threshold of 40 myself, I understood, and I fell silent in awe. You see, for nearly 20 years, I had lived like a man sprinting through life. In my 20s, I was busy building. In my 30s, I was busy climbing, always chasing, always proving, always doing, but rarely, truly being. I measured success by how full my calendar was. But deep inside, there was a growing void, and no. But rarely, truly being. I measured success by how full my calendar was. But deep inside, there was a growing void. And no promotion, no possession, no praise could fill it. Then one night, in the quiet of my room, I heard it. Not with my ears, but with my soul. A whisper, soft and firm. Are you tired, my child? Come back to me. I wept. Not out of sadness, but because I finally felt safe, held, found. That moment was not a breakdown. It was my breakthrough. I wasn't collapsing. I was being born again, spiritual awakening. The world may call it a midlife crisis. But for those who walk in faith, 40 is not a crisis, it's a calling. At 40, we no longer need to impress the world. We no longer live to chase applause. We begin to ask, Lord, what is your will for me? Like Moses, who wasn't called in his youth, but in his 40s, after he had lost his place in Pharaoh's court, after the noise had died down, and his soul was finally ready to hear God's voice in the burning bush. That's the power of 40. It humbles, it deepens, it awakens. A dear friend once told me, in my youth, I prayed for success, but now I only pray for peace. And oh, what wisdom that holds, because peace is not a prize, it is the fruit of surrender. It is what comes when we finally stop running and let God lead. At 40, I fell in love again, not with a person, but with the ordinary moments I had once ignored. A simple family meal, a warm morning sun, an hour of quiet prayer. I began to forgive, not just others, but myself. I started to thank God, not just for what went well, but even for what didn't, because I knew He was working through it all. 40 is not the sunset of life. It's the sunrise of a deeper one. It's when you no longer live to succeed, but to be faithful. No longer live to be seen, but to serve. No longer live for yourself, but in the gaze of the one who gave it all for you. God doesn't count your years. He watches your heart. And if today you are 40 or near it, perhaps He is calling you to pause, to breathe, to begin again, but this time with Him. You are not late. You are not behind. You are not broken. You are simply being called into the desert to rediscover your promised land, called into silence to hear the whisper of your Father's love, called not to survive, but to truly live. So yes, the old saying was right. At 40, a person is truly born. But now I know It's not the kind of birth the world celebrates. It's not flashy. It's not loud. It's sacred. And if you're standing at that doorway right now, don't be afraid to walk through it. Because God doesn't want you to just exist. He wants you to come alive in Him.